gonna show you guys how to do the lazy wave and how to get this hair. All right, it's super easy, just takes practice, so bear with me, pay attention, get your irons out, and let's practice together, okay? Okay, let's get started on learning how to do lazy waves. Now this technique is very similar to the beach waves that I have taught you. I think it was about a year and a half ago I posted that beach wave tutorial. It was very popular, everybody loved it. This is very, very similar. So if you can do that, you can do this. Now I will tell you, it's just a little tricky technique and practice makes perfect. So please don't give up. Just practice, even practice on a friend, on your daughter. I mean, get a mannequin head and practice on that. But the more you practice, the better you will get, okay? So we're gonna start out. Today I am using this curling iron from U-Smooth. It's one of my favorites. We carry these at Fresh Hair Salon. So I believe this is 1 inch, and we also have 1.5 inch. I use a 1 inch, I like a little smaller barrel because I feel like my hair, even though it's naturally curly, doesn't hold the curl as long. And so if I go a little smaller, of course, at first the curl is a little bit tighter, but as the day goes on, it loosens up, but it's still wavy. If I use a big iron, my hair will it'll fall out and go straight. So I like a 1 inch. I mean, you could even do 3/4 inch if you would like it even smaller. And I actually have one of those irons that I use as well. And it just helps keep your curl to last longer so you can wear your hair for day 2, day 3. Now, what I'm gonna do is prep my hair before I curl. So I like to brush my hair out and make sure it's tangle free. Then we're gonna apply some oil, like a Moroccan oil, gold dust oil, Kuhn has satin oil. I'm literally just doing 1 pump of oil, emulsify it in my hands, and I'm gonna work that about mid-shaft to ends. I like it, it just kind of helps with the dryness. It helps protect against the heat, and it just kind of, I don't know, I feel like it lays down the hair, makes it feel nice and moisturized and healthy. Since I'm about to apply heat on it, gives it a nice little drink before I fry it. No, I'm just kidding. So, okay, I applied the Moroccan oil, mid-shaft to ends. I'm kind of splitting my hair, as you see, into 2 pieces, 2 big chunks, okay? You can also, a lot of you always tell me, my hair doesn't hold curl, my hair doesn't hold curl. You can spray the Impermeable, the Orbe Impermeable, which is an anti-humidity spray. It has a little bit of hold in it. You can also spray the Freestyler Working Hairspray. I love this hairspray, it's one of my favorites because it's a working hairspray. It's a very light, dry hold that you can brush through. It's non-sticky. So you can spray the whole section or you can spray section by section. I'm just gonna lightly spray this whole section because I don't like to have too much product in my hair, but you need product to make your hair hold. So people, they come in and say, my hair, it doesn't hold, it just falls. I'm like, well, what did you put in it to style it? And they're like, well, nothing, I don't like anything in my hair. And I'm like, well, that's why it's not styling. So now we're gonna move on to the curling iron. You're gonna take 1 big chunk. Okay, I like to do 3 big chunks. Now, I like to brush through that chunk and make sure my hair is smooth before putting the iron in. And this is where it's gonna get tricky. And I wanna slow down when I show you this so you guys can really learn this technique, because this is the part that is different than the beach waves I've showed you. So you're gonna put it in mid-shaft. You're gonna curl, like half a curl, right? I'm kind of curling it there. Now you see that big chunk, right? Let me kind of work it down a little bit. As I work it down, I am letting it fall out. Do you see how I created that loop? Let me see if I can do it again to show you. Work it down. See how I'm tap, tap, tap. I'm tapping that little handle barely, and then let it sit there for a minute, and then let that fall out, and then tighten it back up. Now, do you see how I'm creating almost like a dreadlock, like a tight curl right there? I'm gonna do it again. You see how I'm creating that? So as you work down, you want it to fall out like that through the top. Watch, I'm gonna push it down. It's almost like crocheting to me. When I get to the end, see if you can see, right here, I am just going to pull straight down. because that look that's kind of in, those little ends are kind of just straight. All right, so I made that really, really like a tight curl. By doing that, I'm kind of stretching that curl to be real skinny and elongating it, and I'm gonna let it cool. You really want your curls to cool as long as possible, 25 minutes if possible. So curl your hair, do your makeup, and then come back. So now I'm gonna do the next section. I'll show you. Splitting that into one section. We're gonna do 3 sections, okay? I'm gonna brush my hair because I want to make sure there's no tangles. Keep it smooth. I'm going to place the curling iron in at mid-shaft. You can see that. I'm going around one time, letting it heat up. I'm gonna tap it, tap, tap. And then after it's heated up, I'm going to loop that around, and I'm starting to make that, I call it a dreadlock. It's really not dreadlock, but it's a tight curl up here, because that's hot. And now you're tightening that curl, and it's elongating it to make it very loose wave. And you'll see what I'm talking about in 1 minute. So I have it in the barrel, it's all the way around. I'm dropping the nose out and turning it. The same way I'm turning the barrel as I'm curling is the same way you let it drop out. The ends, I'm just gonna pull straight out to give it that real straight effect on the ends, okay? So you can see that. So that's what it looks like. If you even wanna go back and straighten those ends a little more, you can do that as well. I'm gonna turn this way and look in my mirror over here, and so you guys can kind of see how I do the back. So I'm putting in mid-shaft, turning it one full turn. Let it sit there for a minute. I'm gonna start tapping and working that hair in. I'm dropping the nose out, and that's okay if it does that. If some of the hair comes out of the top, that's fine. You want them to be messy. Tap, tap, tap. Let the nose drop out. Did you see that? Tap, tap, tap. We're gonna do it again. I just bring the nose down and out. So it's still holding onto my hair, and then I'm coming to the end, and I'm just pulling it straight out, okay? And you can see that these curls are a little different than the beach wave curls, because the beach wave curls were definitely more ringlet-y, like a big ringlet. And I went all the way down, just tapping all the way down. Okay, so here's the next section. This side of my hair curls really good, so I'm gonna move a little faster on this side, because the longer I leave the heat on it, the more it's gonna curl. So now this one's really, I feel like this side for me is really easy. I just kind of swoop it under and turn it up, okay? Tap, 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 let it sit. Swoop it under and turn it up. It's like baton twirling, really. Okay, tap, 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 let it sit. And see how it's starting to form. That one just kind of fell out already, but it's forming that little dreadlock, right? And then swoop it out, turn it, tap, tap, tap. Swoop it out, turn it. See, it's forming that really tight. And then on the ends, just pull it straight out. So you want those little straight ends. Okay, so putting it in mid-shaft, turning it once, letting it sit, and I'm turning the nose in towards my head, right? Letting it drop out and turning. The same direction as I'm turning the curling iron, as I'm curling. I'm hoping this is making sense, because it's a very weird technique, but once you get it, you'll get it. Just let that fall out, turn, creating that dreadlock, let it sit, let that drop out, turn it down, sit, let it drop out again, tap, tap, tap. Now I'm to the end, and I'm just gonna pull it straight out. I might want that a little straighter on the end, so I'm just gonna pull, whoop, there we go, okay? So now we're gonna let that sit and cool, and then we're gonna brush it out and see what we have, okay? So this part you can spray with hairspray if you wanted to, but now that they're cool, I like to just comb them out with my fingers. And you can see that that almost looks like a braid wave. It's like I braided my hair and took my hair out of a braid and not necessarily like a full-on curl. Okay, shake it out. You can do this all over your head, your bangs and everything, but now you've got that piecey little beachy look. Now, if you're like, okay, well, I don't want it that curly, you can actually move the iron faster. And the faster you move it, the less that you let it sit there, it will actually just be a very subtle wave. You can actually go back through your hair and add in, like if you're wanting to bring that up higher, like watch when I brush it out, it's so pretty. But you can bring that up higher and just be grabbing random pieces and put them in there, doing the same technique, but maybe just a little bit faster. Once you get that technique down, you can look how fast you can do it. Twist, down, cross, down, twist, and then out, okay? So you can do that up in these top layers just to kind of break it up a bit if you feel like it's too clumped up. But I want to show you guys from each angle so you get a full view of how I'm doing this. See that? Okay. I'll show you again right back here. You can go up closer to the scalp if you want to add more waves in. Drop out. Drop out. Drop out. And pull. Okay, so then you can kind of pull those out and you get those nice, kind of like, I call them lazy waves, but it's like a beach hair, like beachy, lazy braid waves. Okay, so now tomorrow these will even be wavier and bigger. And so today I'm going to show you, I like to use the Flash Form. It's a spray wax. It's very light in touch. It's not sticky, it's not heavy or waxy feeling, even though it's a spray wax. But it helps give definition and form. And it's gonna really help you get those PC, boho, I slept in this hair for days look, but still having clean hair. So with this, you just lightly spray in your hair and it's gonna give you a nice little shine to it, but it's gonna give you that really piecey, defined look. You can get in there and chop up those ends with it. I even like to spray it on my fingers and kind of work it through on those ends. Make them really nice and almost, I hate to use this word, but that look on the ends that everybody wants is almost like a broomstick. They kind of stick out and they're frayed and it's choppy. This will help you get that look. Doesn't take a lot, a little goes a long way. So see how my ends look like that? That kind of piecey, choppy, that's because I left them out, kind of straightened them with the iron as I pulled out the curl and then sprayed the wax in to really make them defined and separated. Okay, so that is it. It's very similar to the beach wave. It's not hard once you get that dropping out method, but that's what's gonna make it that really sultry, smooth wave and not a tight curl. So I'm sure you guys are gonna have questions and you're gonna say, I can't do it, it's too hard. Practice makes perfect. I couldn't do it to myself for a very long time. I really had to concentrate and practice, but I think when you do it in the big 3 sections, it just makes it easier. You can be a rebel and like part your hair off and really do it all over your head and have this massive wavy hair and it would look amazing too. So get creative with it, keep practicing. If you try this and you have a fantastic result, I would love to see your pictures, so post below. We carry Flash Form at Fresh Hair and the other products that I used today. So if you have any questions on those products, you can also comment below and I will answer any of your questions. Thanks for watching, you guys. Stay tuned for more videos, tutorials, and giveaways. We'll see you soon. Thanks.